Hey, everybody. Lynn Furman here, your weight loss and empowerment coach. And happy belated Thanksgiving. I took some time last week to, well, my kid was homesick. I've been sick and just recovering from the Thanksgiving holiday. I don't know about you guys, but Thanksgiving was super busy with family, setting up Christmas stuff. I had two Thanksgiving celebrations, one at my husband's family and one we hosted here at our house. So I did all the cooking for that one, full Thanksgiving meal. And then after that, we got sick. And last week was a wash, like just a wash. And that's okay. I am back. I am stronger than before. I still have a little bit of a cold, but working through it. And we're just getting back to quote unquote normal. But we're at that like funny time of year where you're between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so this time of year for most people is filled with holiday parties, whether it's work holiday parties, friends holiday parties and open houses, maybe you're hosting one, kids classroom parties, the whole shebang. Like it is just so much celebrating this time of year, right? And with celebrating comes food, and not always healthy food, right? So a lot of times this time of year, people gain weight. Am I right? It's, you're going out, you're eating, you're drinking, you're just doing a lot of things that you don't normally do. And then come Christmas and, Christmas to New Year's, you're in that little bit more funky of a stage because a lot of people are off. And then New Year's comes around. And then after New Year's, everybody's like, holy shit, I've gained 5 pounds over the holidays. What the heck? Right? So all of that is kind of normal, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with taking time right now to celebrate with your loved ones, with your close friends. But your celebrating doesn't have to involve taking in way more calories, way more junk than what your body needs. Now, once a week, if you want to, if you're having a Christmas party and you want to go out and celebrate and have, try a couple desserts. Here's the thing, guys. You don't need to eat the entire dessert. It is okay to maybe split it with somebody. A lot of times, I will take a piece and like cut it in half and before I eat any of it and offer it to somebody else who might not want a full serving, or save it for later, like maybe another day, or just not eat it at all. It's okay. You don't need to eat the full dessert. Okay. And when you go to parties, one of the tips that I have for you guys that I often do, I love parties. I love nibbling on things, but if you stand around the food, you will nibble so much more. If you put food on a plate and go somewhere else away from the food, you won't eat quite as much. It won't be as tempting. If you're standing there in front of food, no matter when it is, I do this sometimes when I'm like cooking big meals. You start nibbling on the food around you and you don't even realize it. You're mindlessly eating. Okay. You don't even realize it until like, oh my God, what happened to all the food? Right. So, what I would recommend to do is one, get lots of veggies on your plate. Okay. With some dip, that's okay. Just not like a cup of dip, a tablespoon or two of dip. So, like 2 spoonfuls of dip on your plate, a bunch of veggies. Okay. Veggies are fantastic. especially this time of year because they are filled with nutrients to help your immune system. Fruit is another great thing to have and fill up your plate with, and then fill it up with some of the other treats. Okay. I know for us here at my house, when we have a lot of like when we do parties, a lot of times I'll make like a crab dip. There's nothing healthy in that crab dip, but it is absolutely delicious, and that's okay. Okay. Have a few. Maybe use some veggies with the dip instead of some crackers. Mix it up a little bit. Okay. Just be careful of standing around the food. Okay. Tip number 2 is when you go to holiday parties for adults, there's alcohol. A lot of alcohol, a lot of times. A lot of times it is flowing, right? I love my I love my wine. I love a good mixed drink. Rule of thumb that I do, no matter who I'm with, is, and this is even out at a restaurant, I always drink some water before starting with any alcohol. So, like on the way to a party, I'll have like a glass of water, okay? Like in my water bottle that I take everywhere. That, or when you get there, those parties have water bottles, okay? Drink half of it. Have a glass of wine. Have a mixed drink. Have a beer. Then drink the other half. And in between each alcoholic beverage, or if it's a non-alcoholic beverage that has more sugar, have some water. Okay, it helps flush it out. Yes, you might go to the bathroom 1 or 2 more times than you would have if you didn't, but it will help you. And trust me, with the alcohol, it will help with having a hangover because I know once you hit a certain age, I've already done it, you get a hangover a lot differently than when you were younger. Okay, so fill up on veggies and fruit. Don't stand around the food and drink water in between other beverages, no matter if it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Drink water. It will help. It will help with the eating. It will help with the drinking. It will help make sure that you don't get a hangover. Okay? So those are 2 tips. But really, just remember, enjoy yourself. You don't need to eat something just to eat something. If you're not hungry, you don't need to eat it. If you want to try something, try it. If you found something that you've been looking forward to, and like for the holidays, I always love my green bean casserole I make. And it's filled with cheese and bacon and green beans, and so it's not the healthiest of vegetables, but I love it. And I eat way more of that than some other things like mashed potatoes. I don't eat stuffing because I'm gluten free, so I don't eat that. But like, you know, I enjoy it. So I have a little bit bigger size of that, like a portion size of that, than my husband might. Because he likes stuffing and mashed potatoes more than he likes the green bean casserole. That's okay. This time of year, you're meant to enjoy. You are meant to celebrate. It's that time of year. Okay. And the other thing to remember, you guys, while you can eat healthy and you can, do my tips with the drinking, the one thing to remember is if you are in any climate that changes from summer to winter, your body has to actually readjust. Okay. And when you're readjusting, sometimes you're holding on to a little more weight and fat than you would have. So if you're hitting a plateau right now, that's okay. It might be your body's way of adapting to the weather changes. This time of year, I always seem to be like 2 pounds higher, not because of necessarily what I'm eating and drinking, because I don't really do anything too different right now than I normally do. But with the weather changes, until the change like kind of comes and my body acclimates to the cold weather, it holds on to a little bit more because your body kind of goes into a shock, and that's okay. All right. So it's a weird time of year between Thanksgiving and Christmas with all the celebrating, with the major temperature changes, at least here in Pennsylvania. And that's okay. But don't let this time of year get you completely off the wagon and think that you can't do it, because you can. You can still lose weight this time of year. It's not as easy, but you can do it. All right. You can do it if you want to. If you want to take the month off from doing things, that's okay too. It's okay. Everybody is on their own journey. But just remember, live your life this time of year. Celebrate with your loved ones. Enjoy the things that you don't normally have the other times of year. Like the eggnog is only this time of year, guys. Like it's only this time of year. Hot cocoa, only this time of year. It's okay to have once in a while. You don't need to sacrifice it. You can still enjoy it. Live your life. Because if you're not living your life, are you really truly living, or are you miserable? And to me, I don't want to live life and be miserable. I want to enjoy the things that I know I love. I want to enjoy the time with my family. I want to enjoy the different foods this time of year. And I want to celebrate. Okay. Not only celebrating the holidays, but celebrating myself. All right. So celebrate you, celebrate the holidays, celebrate your loved ones, and enjoy. I'll see you guys later.